Hello everyone, welcome to my front yard. I'm so happy to be sharing water conservation tips, especially with a focus on a Greywater system that was installed about 5 years ago in my front yard. As you can see in this shot, there are a lot of different ways to conserve water, including having controlled irrigation or diverting your downspout runoff into the landscape. But what we're here today to talk about is this system right here. This is a laundry to landscape Greywater system. It starts inside of the garage where my laundry is located, my washer, and then connects to, with some careful planning and consideration, different sets of pipes to run the Greywater under the ground and into a trench. And we're going to give you a tour of this system. So what we're looking at here is one of the key features of a Greywater system, and this is a mulch basin. So as I said, the water comes from the laundry to the landscape through a series of piping, and then it is distributed or deposited into these little irrigation boxes, which are filled with mulch. And the mulch is what helps to slow and sink the water. For me, the primary rationale for installing a Greywater system was to replenish groundwater with water that otherwise would just go to the sanitation or wastewater treatment plant. And so I wanted to slow it down, and the added benefit is that I can then plant around that area as well. So this basin right here is full of mulch, and it has a valve on the end so I can adjust how much water is being diverted into this particular area. This system has 7 or 8 different mulch basins. They're spread out according to where different plantings are and how the slope of the system works best. There's another one right behind me. That's the largest mulch basin we have. The basin isn't any bigger, but the tubing going to that basin is 1-inch tubing instead of 3/4 inch tubing. And the reason for that is because we have more plants in that area. Even though the plants there are still drought tolerant, native plants, we have more of them, and so we wanted more water in that immediate area. Unlike a drip system, the water isn't going directly to those plants, but what's important is that there's more water concentrated in that immediate area, so the plant roots will naturally grow toward the source of water. And so slowing it down, sinking it, keeping it in the soil as long as possible before it replenishes groundwater is a key feature of any Greywater system. So here we are now at the end of the line, so to speak. This is the final 2 basins in this laundry to landscape system. And I'm using this to demonstrate that on occasion there will be a little bit of maintenance that you need to provide to your system. It's completely DIY-able. You can do this yourself. It's not intimidating, but on occasion you might want to change it. So what we have here is 2 basins that are not filled with mulch yet, for the reason that we were updating the line, plugging a couple of leaks. On occasion that will happen. It's just material that might break down over time. Not a lot, but just a little. And so this basin isn't yet full of mulch. And as you can see, there's water pooling here. I did a couple of loads of laundry specifically to demonstrate what happens to the water when it isn't slowed and then allowed to percolate into the groundwater. And so what I will do is fill these basins with mulch and adjust the valve pressure, and then fill this back in and cover it up, and you won't even see it. But it is important to note that if it is uncovered, a laundry to landscape system, like any recycled water, should be marked with purple. So this purple tape says that this is reclaimed water or line buried below. Anytime you see that throughout the community, which luckily we're seeing more and more of, means that the water has been reclaimed from some other source. So in conclusion, I'd just like to encourage all people who are homeowners or have a landscape that you consider how the water is being used and how you can conserve that use wherever the water is coming from. And laundry to landscape is a great system. You do not have to be a master gardener or a landscape designer to install it or to maintain it.